Memphis Beer Drinkers Universe. I'm President Frank, and I'm here with
Webmaster Joe.
And we're here at the Brewer Series at Crosstown. Today we're going to have some great information brought to us by Shane Ramsey and his crew about the history and the brewing process of Crosstown. So I look forward to everybody coming down, enjoying some great beer, enjoying some great company at 2 o'clock, right now basically.
Right now.
So why don't you come down, enjoy some beer, shall you? Cheers.
Cheers.
Howdy. I'll give a little bit of my story here at Crosstown. So I started about 4 years ago now. I was kind of at a job I hated and loved beer and wanted to get into beer. So I contacted pretty much every brewery in Memphis. It was like, hey, I don't have any experience. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I want to do this thing. So whatever you need me to do, I'll come in, I'll wash kegs, I'll clean your toilets, whatever you want, I'll do it. And I got a few responses. It was mostly, sorry, not hiring at the moment, we'll get back to you later. And then Clark reached out to me, and he said, we have some taproom positions open. I don't know if that's something you're interested in, but if you want to come learn how to pour beer, then I'd be happy to have you. So I came in, interviewed with Clark, and got the job on the spot. And then over time, it was, once something opens up in the back, we'll holler at you and just stick around up front. So I did that, and then, Clark pushed for me really hard, and I'm so thankful to him for that. And then eventually a spot opened up in the back, and he put my resume on Will's desk, and Will came up to me and was like, hey, if you want to start next week, it's your job. So I did that, and I started on the canning line, did that for about 3-4 months, and then took over the warehouse. And then just so happened that the assistant brewer was deciding he was ready to go, so they were looking around here and maybe doing some interviews, but apparently they liked me really well and liked my work ethic, so they gave me that opportunity. And I moved over there, started training with our old head brewer, Mike. And then once he left, somehow I ended up in that spot, which I don't know how. It was pretty quick, so I worked here for about maybe a full year before I was brewing. And I'm very thankful to be here at Crosstown. I love this brewery, and I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. I really hope to make better beer and do some cool stuff here. So, thank you. That's my speech.
Awesome. Thanks, Shay. That's great. Great to have you. Very good stuff you do.
Kevin's the best salesman of all time.
But yeah, I'm the sales manager here at Crosstown, and he was talking about Clark. So I actually used to work for Diamond Bear out of Little Rock, and before that, distribution-wise, craft beer and imports, and then went on to Diamond Bear out of Little Rock, lived here in Memphis. And I was going there quite a bit, and there actually, it was a 2-term and the strawberry beer that were the biggest hits for Diamond Bear at the time. And so I would go around town, and I would see Clark, and this is around 2018. And he's like, who's the Diamond Bear handles? What's going on here and stuff? So we would nudge each other and stuff at different places around town, and eventually he's like, you're probably sick of going back and forth to Little Rock, because I was self-distro too. I was doing sales, plus I had six sixels, half barrels, and cases I would bring to it accounts and too, and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And but he's like, would you just want to be local here in Memphis? And so I went through the Cicerone program, Clark actually led, And then he hired me on in October of 2018, and I started January 2nd, 2019 here. And so yeah, grateful for Clark letting me be here. And so yeah, throughout the time, I've gone from, well, I guess like equipment-wise, gone from just a 5 fermenting system to now we have 10 fermenters over the time. But I'm trying to think what else to say. So I have. But yeah, I'm grateful for Shane to be here. And oh yeah, I was gonna say that Memphis market, or Crosstown market, has grown from Tennessee to Mississippi to Arkansas to Alabama now, distribution.
We got our mash tun here, and then the boil kettle. So we, mix grain with water, create fermentable wort. We put it into here, boil it, add our hops, let that do its trick. And depending on the style, we might send it through the heat exchanger back into here for a nice little whirlpool addition of hops. But if not, then it goes through the heat exchanger, goes from about 212 degrees to depending on style, 68 to 58 degrees. Goes straight into a fermenter, which is where you add yeast, let that wort become beer. And we have 20 barrel system and HLT, the fun stuff.
So what does the temperature difference, how does that define each style of beer?
So lagers we will typically knock out at 58 degrees. Ales would be 68. It's really just the yeast you use, whatever yeast you use. Yes, sir.
How quickly do you bring that temperature down? It's 212,
Right.
going down to 58. How quickly does that happen?
So that'll be like instantly, as soon as you start knocking out, it goes through this and it'll mix glycol and cold
So it
water.
knocks it down immediately.
It's, as soon as it hits in here, it goes down in temp.
Oh, okay.
So
And what is that again? What is that?
Heat exchanger.
Okay.
Yeah, so the heat exchanger, it'll, there's different slides in here. I think there's like 86. It's a weird number, I know that. I've taken it apart several times, unfortunately. And each slide, so like,
Keep things clean around.
would be wort would go through, the other slide would be water, wort,
It's like a
water.
radiator,
Basically.
Okay.
And it cools it all down, you add oxygen. Oxygen kind of helps that yeast get started, gives it something to fire up with, wort grant. And then we go over here, and we got all of our fermenters. You can kind of see in here too, this would be cool to see. Had the light on. So you got a false bottom here, which separates the grain from the wort.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
So you have your wort go through there, and it, the slides are so thin that there's no way grain's going to get through. And then when you, let's say Vorloff, which is recirculating wort from the bottom back to the top, helps clarify that wort. You do that for about 30 minutes during the brew, so you don't get this just hazy mess going over to your kettle. And that's what separates, is that false bottom. Those rakes kind of help separate everything, keep everything mixed up while you're mashing in, and then you stop it, let it sit for 45 minutes, untouched, and that's what creates that fermentable sugar. Fermenters here, we have 5 40 barrel fermenters, 4 80 barrel fermenters, and 1 20 barrel. 20 barrels kind of for like special fun projects, and then 40 barrels is like your Siren, Lucky Chompers, Fool's Gold, and then 80 is pretty much all traffic, because traffic is brewed. I mean, that's what keeps these lights on. So we're brewing that 2 to 3 times, 4 times a week. It's pretty.
And yeah,
takes up pretty much over the
like
week.
I was saying, the 5 fermenters were
The
original from 2018 till 2021. We added the 80 barrel fermenters and the 120. So 4 80 barrel and 120 barrel fermenter. We had in 2021 and 2022. We added those.
Yeah, so it's expanded a lot. By the time I got here, all this stuff was already here, but I know it was a pretty big jump since
It was.
Before
It
I got
was.
here. And like right now, so this is a fun one. Right now we have this is going to be our winter seasonal.
Let me
that's
give
in
you a
here
cup.
right now. Okay, yeah, this is Evergreen IPA. It's a red IPA, And this is a pretty cool one for us because if you know our late co-founder, Clark was a big home brewer before he got into this. And this was Will, our other co-founder. He dug up an old recipe that was Clark's from his homebrew days. And we just brewed a big batch of that. So this is gonna have his face on the label. It's gonna be a cool way to remember Clark.
So what makes it a red IPA?
The malt. So we're adding.
Yeah.
Typically, like our usual IPA here has just 2-row, and then if it's a hazy, you're at oats or
whatever.
wheat or whatever you want to add to it. But this one here it has about 80% 2-row, and then a little bit of caramel malt, caramel 80, caramel 120, or caramel 60, caramel 120, and then some pale chocolate malt. So it's just that color, which you'll see here. Now this is uncarbonated and just straight from the fermenter, so it's still going. It's got a few more days before it's ready to be packaged, but I mean you can kind of see that
Nice.
dark red color, almost brown like, and that'll lighten up once you transfer it out of here and let it carbonate. But definitely welcome to pass that
Light
around.
color
Anybody
from
who wants
amber.
samples, pour some in your
Got
glass.
cups here if y'all wanna.
And if you don't have a cup, then yeah.
Yeah.
Very unique.
Grab one here.
Yeah.
Take mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is fresh from the fermenter, so this is not carbonated. It's just straight fermented. There you go, absolutely it.
Yeah, fermented the
What's the
yeast and
difference
dry hopped.
between
Yep,
straight
already.
fermented and with carbonation?
So with
Yeah, it's already
with
crashed,
the
isn't
carbonation,
it,
you
too?
get more
Yeah.
of the flavor. Right now, it's just you can just take that if you like. Have to throw more in there for you.
Okay,
Pass that
okay.
around if you want, Gracie, whatever. And
Fermentation. How do you get the? How do you get the carbonation and everything?
so
Yes.
yeah, carbonation will go over there. We'll throw CO2 in, and it'll slowly carbonate. Usually over
They-
like 24
they
hours,
give you,
48 hour period.
So you just shift it over from one to another.
Right.
Never
So
had-
it
So
goes
Brent,
from
also
the
to
fermenter
go on
into
to
the
this,
bright tanks, and the bright
Clark's
tanks is that
recipe.
step right before it gets packaged.
Yeah.
So it'll stay in there
Yeah.
and carbonate over. Like
Yeah,
right now,
yeah,
he
yeah.
just transferred some
memory of
traffic
him.
over today.
I love
By
it.
Monday, that'll be ready to be packaged. But like this one
right,
here,
we did.
I've had it sitting with a little bit of pressure on it, about 10 psi CO2 over a 3-day period. So it's slowly carbonating, and then it'll finish up over there in the fermenter.
Just came
This
out
has a
yesterday
little bit of
for us to
carbonation, but
see,
not,
so you
not
have
it's not
to
going to
see it.
taste like what you expect it to taste when it's
I
packaged.
like
I think we'll open it up.
You can taste.
There's there
What's
it
in
is.
it?
Right.
See what it says.
Crosstown.
Crosstown.
It's going to take some of it
This
away.
where it
and
started?
It's
Yeah.
definitely it's cool to
So he
experience
lived
it
on
from a
Garland
fermenter.
Street, looking over the tower.
Do you guys have?
That's what I meant to say. That's what I was going to
Are
do.
you guys
Beginning of
adding
process.
CO2 on top of that, or do you have the valving and stuff to try to capture the CO2 from fermentation to use to recarbonate?
So you can cap it at a certain point, and it'll build up a little bit of carbonation. But typically, we just add it from a hose straight from our CO2 line into the fermenter. And that we usually you want to put about 10 psi on it while it's fermenting. You don't want to go too much higher over that to risk any kind of off flavor. So you wanted to give it time. But over here is the big, this is the area. So once it leaves the fermenters, it's kind of not my deal. It's more Lanier. He kind of takes over from there. So like in the fermenters, that's where I transfer it into. I'll add hops, I'll add yeast, whatever I need to add, fruit, and then after that he transfers it over, and then that's where he takes control, and it's carbonated in here, and then it's sent through to the packaging line, which is usually it can be next day. Usually it's about 2 days later is when they package whatever beers. And like I said, he just transferred over a fresh batch of traffic. So it's Saturday, we're not coming in tomorrow, so this will be brewed packaged on Monday. And
That would be cans, kegs.
kegs, yeah, everything. Now, an 80 barrel of traffic probably will take, it could take 2-3 days for them to get completely through it. It's going to be maybe 1 day canning, the next day just trying to do as many kegs as they can, because we do a lot of kegs. We do like 126 stools of traffic in just one turn, and then you get like 400 or 500 cases out of that. in each case, it's 24 cans, so you're getting a lot. And then packaging line to labeler. The packaging line, it goes up, comes down the Rins. I can't speak English today apparently. Comes down, you add a little bit of CO2, and then it fills up with beer, comes through, gets its cap put on it right there, sealed here, goes straight to the labeler. And
so if you can it, you add CO2 twice.
you add a little bit. It's mainly just to try to cancel out any oxygen that might get in that can.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
while
like
it's
you-
packaging.
So you're flushing the air out of the can.
Flushing the air out of the
Beer's
can.
added.
Right.
Yeah,
And
like my bourbon, I put wine preserver in there to push the oxygen out.
right.
So it doesn't oxidize. Yeah,
Right.
oxidize inside.
So that's what you're trying to do here.
Okay,
And
makes sense.
this is this is where I got started back here. I was just putting on pack techs and putting them in cases, putting it on a pallet, and wondering where the hell am I going to go from here, And somehow I ended up brewing, but
Hey man, that's American dream.
it is, I swear.
So a general question. So I think Traffic IPA is your signature and the most selling,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, biggest
62.5% of our beer is traffic.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Travis is by far my favorite out there.
I appreciate
I take
it.
it to Atlanta all the time. My brother-in-law, he doesn't drink beer, but every time I go see him in Atlanta, he wants Traffic IPA.
Oh, yeah.
That's all he wants.
And I was going to say, like from the beginning, traffic started as a home brew. And so the Crosstown became a whole concept because Clark passed away July 12th from cancer. But he lived on Garland Street, just one street over from Cleveland. And he could see the tower of Crosstown there. So he's like, I'm going to have Crosstown Brewing someday. When he's home brewing. So he had homebrew like in the backyard and saw that and said, let me do Crosstown. But traffic was, actually it was named Siren first. It's kind of funny. It was switched.
right.
It was switched. As Siren and Traffic, the Blondale, were switched. Actually, yeah, the name got switched, actually, and stuff like that.
Memphis has a lot of sirens.
Right, Memphis has a lot of sirens. It does. There's quite a bit. Yeah.
Wow, I assume the traffic was Jimi Hendrix.
Yes, very much so. Right, and there's a lot of traffic too here. Too. But Crosstown did open it. So eventually, there was a lot of blight with the Crosstown Concourse, and so instead of putting tanks inside of Concourse, that's why we had the newer building here. So 2017 is when this was built, and February 16, 2018, the doors opened here.
So since it's the fast selling, how frequently do you brew Traffic IPA?
Traffic is probably 2 to 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Traffic is, so we have our annual business plan meeting with distributors usually around this time. Just had some last week. The Traffic is the number one IPA on draft in West Tennessee and North Mississippi.
Oh yes. It's
Yes,
Very good.
yes.
I got you.
So
I'm sorry.
that's very, yeah, in the canning, we went canning, we had barrels. Yeah, that's all the clean kegs over there, the palletizer. Did you show them the carbon dioxide? I guess you showed them that.
Yeah,
and
you got the
everything.
CO2 line. You got all of our specialty malts over there on the wall, and then didn't really show them the mill, but yeah, we have the mill as well, which is where we mill in our grain.
Yeah.
We get in what are called super sacks, so it's 2,200 pound bags of 2-row or Pilsner. And those go up the auger into the mill that sucker in to brew up some Traffic or whatever we're brewing that day. And you got all these Traffic
All the
cans.
empty
those-
trader cans.
That's what sells. That's what
Yep.
gives all of us jobs.
You when you buy you buy a painted can, you buy actually a whole trailer worth of cans.
Yeah.
So we have
So
that.
it's-
16 ounce for other specialty beers.
Yeah.
That'll be
16 ounce
labeled over there.
specialties. I'm assuming red IPA is 12 ounces.
That's 12 ounce.
12 ounce. Then we have our little
12 ounce
barrel
winter season.
program back here. Now I just, I've been here 4 years and I just packaged last year my first the barrel. I brewed some fresh Boris, and 4 or 5 of those barrels are filled up with fresh Boris. That is my first time brewing it. And then this last batch that you tried had a little bit of that in it as well, because we'll take 4 barrels, we'll go through all of them, taste them all, figure out which ones taste the best, which one we like the most, and Those will go into the bright tank, and then we'll put on about half. So we'll do about half of barrel aged Boris, and then half of fresh Boris to kind of get it to that 9.5 ABV. And that's what y'all drank last year. And then now I got, might just be these three. These three look like
the barrels together.
The freshest barrels. So these are all what you're going to be drinking this year when you drink Boris. And then over there we also had two sitting, and that's Krauser. That's our Doppelbock, and that's been aging for almost a year now. So we're super excited about that. We also have some, what we got back there, Kevin? It's Every Man's Right, the barley wine.
Right, yeah, barley wine.
Yeah,
I
barley
think
wine's
brown
aging.
ale also.
Diminishing Light.
How
Yeah.
Krauser you've done.
Yeah, the Krauser we
Doppelbock.
got, and then we have Diminishing Light, that's probably about 2-3 years
Baltic
aging.
Porter. Yep.
And same with the barley wines, about 2-3 years
Yes.
aging now.
Yes.
So yeah, those have been sitting back there for a while. So we're excited to bust into those this year and figure out.
Yeah, we're gonna in December open those.
Yeah,
We're
December
open those.
we're gonna crack them open and see which ones we like, and can't wait for everybody to try them. Hopefully
Question.
they're really good.
So, I see some Blue Note barrels there.
Mm-hmm.
So, is most of your Boris from?
Oh yeah,
Blue
so
Note,
yeah, we started
or-
off with the barrels. We started off with the Elijah Craig first, then four roses. Then we did the local like sourcing.
Nice. Okay.
With it was Blue Note, then Old Dominic, then Blue Note, Old Dominic, and back and forth. It's gone that
So
way.
all your Boris variants are either Blue Note or
Old Dominic, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are
Yeah.
sourcing local, basically.
Yeah, so
And I
probably local.
think this next year's these three right here, I believe those are Old Dominic.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
I knew they came, I'm pretty sure, unbranded, but
Actually, those are the
Yeah.
lighter barrels are. Old
yeah, I
Dominic.
thought those
Yep.
came from Old Dominic.
Yep.
So
Yeah, the Krauser ones, Old Dominic.
Old
also.
Dominic,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're excited to crack those open and try those soon. And
Very cool.
oh yeah, we're looking forward to it. And then we have, of course, our production cooler.
Yeah, we have our production cooler. It fills up on Wednesdays, and we have a truck that goes to our. We have a warehouse at Lamar and Bellevue area, and so weekly that Wednesday the truck comes by, local truck comes by, picks up its full production cooler and brings everything over there. And we have distributors, like I said before, from 4 states come by usually Thursdays and Fridays, pick up all the good Crosstown products.
Oh yeah.
And we're sold like in even major chains like in Alabama and Mississippi and stuff too, like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, all the Kroger, all those.
Oh yeah. You got that's the hops over there.
Filter.
Filter, yeah, filter is what we use for pretty much every lager we brew, and every like siren and everything will go through that filter to help clarify it. He's got
Hop
some
bag.
hops.
Yeah. Which one is this one?
Yeah, we got
Citra.
all the hops.
Citra.
Yeah, nice. Smells great.
So you can
Awesome.
try, some fresh hops.
Yeah, definitely. We try. Yeah, try some.
Open it a little bit more. Yeah, y'all can pass that around, get that a little good old sniff.
Yeah, Citra's a great one.
Yeah, Citra. Yeah, Citra's a fresh one.
Oh yeah, actually, you want to do
pellet?
the Simcoe is just very prominent too, like Citra.
Yeah, so
Just the
Citra,
difference, you know,
Simcoe,
just,
Ella, those are your traffic
typical.
hops right there you're smelling.
Yeah. Simcoe on that one.
That smells like marijuana.
They're saying that some hops are like one strain away.
They are.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
a cousin. Yeah, exactly. They are. They're
I
cousins.
didn't know that was.
That's the
real.
home brewer's dream
Yep.
right there to get that bag. So that's a really cool one. It's always nice when you open that fresh bag of hops and you get that. And now we're going from people using the bags to people using the hop extracts and the hop oils.
Oh yeah. Which you've done the oil before.
We've done the oil in Mosaic IPA. If you ever had Mosaic, it has a lot of Mosaic pellets in it, T90 pellets, and then it's got a lot of the hop extract as well, which is this new hop oil, which you want to smell, but it says on the bottle, do not put your nose into this
Yeah,
thing.
it's like,
So you're like, all right, I guess I won't. But it's Yeah, no, that stuff right there is it's crazy. The innovation in hops right now is pretty unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it's
It's crazy. Like, craft beer 10 years ago didn't exist, right? 'Cause like I was in the Army, I went to Germany, which had great beer.
right.
Came back to America, I had Bud Light, Coors. If I want to get wild, I get a Red Stripe.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy.
Little Jamaica,
that was
yeah.
a Friday payday. And then craft beer came around and said, now I can smell a hop and know
Yeah.
exactly what it's crazy how craft beer changed in America
Yeah.
Oh, it's insane.
over the last 15, 20 years.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So-
awesome.
We want to thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, Frank.
for,
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
Inviting us in, showing us the brew house, showing us the cooler, showing us the production, the barrels, everything like that. This is basically the beer nerd's dream to see exactly what
That's about far,
you guys
by far the best tour.
do for us.
That's all.
By far the best.
Because the only thing we can do for you is keep drinking. And
That's
I can
awesome.
tell you, our group is going to continue to drink. So I
Very good.
thank you very much for this opportunity to come for the
Welcome.
Brewer
That's
Series.
awesome.
Thank you very much.
By far, this is the
I
coolest
appreciate
tour
it.
ever.
Frank,
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, my friend.
Oh, sir, appreciate it.
Thanks a lot for having us here.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for
Appreciate
being
y'all for coming.
All the questions, and that's
That's
really
very good.
amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Glad.
you for
Thank you for
inspiring my
hosting
next
us.
masterpiece.
Very good. Awesome.
Memphis beer drinkers, thanks for joining us for the Brewer Series at Crosstown Brewing. Here's Admin Frank to close us out. That's right. Presidente Frank is here to say thank you for everyone who showed up for this wonderful Brewer Series at Crosstown Brewing. We had a wonderful tour, wonderful education experience, and wonderful beers, and wonderful people that showed up. So, just to let you know, next month, December, we won't have our traditional Brewer Series.
That's
but
right. It's a
It's a Christmas party. And we're going to have it at the Memphis filling station. It's going to be a little later in the day instead of our normal time. It's going to be at 6 p.m. And we're still going to have great people to share great beer, to share great stories, but we're also asking all our attendees to bring a toy to donate to charity.
and that charity is
That charity is whatever Memphis Filling Station is collabing with us. They've done Dorothy Day House. They've done Ronald McDonald House. They've done many other great charities here in Memphis. And this year, it's not anything different, but great charities to give to.
so you can rest assured it's going to a really good cause.
Absolutely. So, thank you once again coming out to Crosstown for our Brewer Series. And do not forget, December 20th, 6 p.m., Christmas party at Memphis Filling Station. Come on down. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy some great beer. Shall you? Cheers.
If you're not joining us, what are you doing with your day?
This is the end. Seriously. Go on now. Get.